Maybe she just is in the flow though. I mean, not that. I
Yeah,
mean, we go
yeah.
when you get in that flow and people talking to you
I
sometimes,
know.
it just
Well, I know how people are. I know how people. If she could, she would say, "Hey, we so she was saying maybe she was willing to make, but she was willing to because I was asking the detailed questions, and that was what seems.
so from there, where did it go? Like, so you get your interest from this lady in a mall in Philadelphia. How did you go about getting the equipment, getting the training?
Well, that happened. Again, it wasn't that much information, but some lads in one of the classes gave me a question. It was a block that time. So it wasn't that much information. And keep in mind, we didn't have Google, we didn't have we didn't have no social media, we didn't know not even cell phones, we didn't know how to communicate. So
Right.
I was pretty much lost in it. But hey, from my left there, just pounding on the head and having to learn as I could figure out a way to get this and this craft.
Hmm.
So I took what I learned from what she was doing, the equipment, everything. And I knew that the reason I do that is it needs electric power. So those things, the basic things I knew.
Yeah.
So
So the machine, you need that machine to pump the air and different
yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so once I started that, it's still kind of figuring out how and these days I would not want to go too further, but if I do she really go into I was telling her about the coding and she you need to start doing this and this is what you do and she was really supportive. So she took me to
That's real. That's real, but
she took me to the Maxwell Birds in Florida. Because I found whatever they had. They had this compressor, they had the airbrush, and they had the airbrush that they had was a single action. For those of you who don't understand it's a single action airbrush, but the airbrush all you see is double action, which is double action means you press down for air and you go actually release the paint. And
hmm
single action, everything spins and it goes up. So I ended up we ended up having to patent it, which is a single action. And I learned and practiced on that for a couple of months until I was able to get the actual brush. And from
so
there,
you bought the wrong machine, but you still stick with it. So it's
yeah,
like you almost like you learning the skills of the old until you
yeah,
get the new.
yeah,
Did that help when the new machine come? Did knowing all those technical stuff that of course the
yeah,
new
yeah,
machine would eliminate, did it make it easier?
well, no, it wasn't easy because again, I had to start all over again because I needed to master this new brush, this new batch.
Mm.
So I had to start all over again. But I knew the basic fundamentals of how to use the brush. But it was all trial and error, self-taught. It took me a few months, I'd say about 6 to 7 months until I could get the hang of it. That's when it really started paying forward. From people in that bikini, that was like I don't know if it was a steady
Was that
steady.
how you're making it? Because you're talking about training and pursuing it, but in the back of my head, and maybe somebody wants to ask it, like, how did you make a living back then? Because
Well,
you got to bring.
I was helping out a friend with they had a print shop,
Hmm.
printing T-shirts and stuff. So I was doing all the artwork for it. So that's how I
Oh,
was making money on the side.
okay.
So that's how I was able to purchase my own stuff for the airbrush. I didn't really I didn't really care about a T-shirt, but again, I'm still learning the T-shirt business.
Right.
All the same thing.
Which
All
would
the
which would all fit into airbrush junkies one day.
most definitely, exactly.
Oh
So
man, that's dope.
it all worked out. It all worked out. So I finally got my foot in the door. I did a couple of pieces, did a couple of shirts for some friends, and they bought them. And people this is how it dealt with me. Because I started out in the kitchen. Kitchen incident with the lights, all the stuff. Paint
Mhm.
in the kitchen, numerous amount of issues. You get
Yeah,
better,
but
and you gotta get stuck with it. And you see a lot of people just start flocking and coming to it. But then you get a lot of those I need to find it's important because I didn't have any resources. So that's when the mall thing started. I started in the mall in 91. Before, this
wow,
is, I was 20. I was 20 years old. So it
wow,
was the
you
main,
been there long, bro.
yeah, it's been a long time.
Bro, you been. I think if I could say correctly, you've been there longer than Galleria.
Longer than that. Longer than that. I was there way
Wow,
before.
bro.
I was there before when Galleria was just running there. That's what Galleria is where the bus stops used to be.
Right,
Only where the buses used to go.
right. Until they built it. So
That's
with
it.
with that, hey, like no man, with that kind of like longevity of your business coming from nothing to forming your reality. That's why I call this creative leadership, right? I don't believe, and you can let me know your feels on it. I don't believe that this nation or anybody should limit themselves to just an artist. Because
Yeah.
like when people hear art, especially in this country, they think of paper, pen, you drawing, that's it, ta-da, right? But creativity is a whole other beast, and you're talking about creating something from scratch. The same way I talk about the Mingos, right? People around there,
Yeah.
your daughter was screaming, "You be Mingos," and when
Right.
I thought the artist, I'd be like, "Boy, y'all need to feel the pleasure of creating things," because people screaming, "You be Mingos," but it wouldn't have existed if I
Yeah.
didn't create it. So
Yeah.
you're talking about airbrush junkie is something that I hated your store, by the way. I never got one of those leather backpacks sprayed. I never looked fly. I wasn't a gangster. But
Yeah. And that
you in
again, that the backpacks was something that I had no intention of doing. That just and with the artist thing, I consider myself more a business than an artist.
right.
The artist mindset came from me. It's more business for me.
Well, you was like that from primary school, man. You was
Yeah.
getting paid in primary school, high school. But that's good. And shout out to all the artists who been on the show. Willard said the same thing. EJ said the same thing. You have to make it into a business first, and then create. And what's your feel on that? Because a lot of artists, and you're a painter, a strong painter at that too. I would never just say a painter. I would say you're a master painter in your own world, right? And I found a lot of people sit down, paint for hours, do this drawing, and then say it's worth this and expect this to sell it. And as a brand manager, I've told a lot of people in the real world, like people who I meet, like you, Jamal, that ain't how we doing it. Like we sitting to paint something that's already paid for.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
I trying to teach a lot of young artists. What's some advice you could give about that in regards to painting? Because some people strong on I'm gonna paint this and when it's done it's $10,000. And I just feel that's
I never understood the pricing of some of those. Boy, I
Sir,
think
for that,
honestly, I think you both have
everything they do.
the rights to
Yes,
build.
sir. Do you ask me
I
last week
never
with this way? I
understood.
can ask later.
I always thought,
You listen to somebody.
especially coming from before I even put myself out there working
oh Steph,
like
they saying they can't hear you good. You say you have the headphones or something?
no, I don't have
Oh,
the
just come a
headphones.
little closer. Just come a little closer. All right, try again. Is that better? Can you hear him now?
Hold on. Is that better now?
Yeah, I mean I hear it clear. Just checking with everybody. Is that better? Can you hear him better now? You can talk again, Steph.
Yeah, but I was saying, I never understood. I never understood the reasoning behind people price their work like that.
Right.
Right? You know, to each his own, really. I don't know that the kind of manpower or the whatever the thought process or whatever like that behind it for painting. Um, I honestly don't know what sort of advice to give them.
We have Matthew saying you probably can do both. He's saying paying as an artist for shows, which is the marketing of it, but also paying for clients directly. Um,
Yeah. You can do that. But that was never for me. For me, I've always been, yes, a commercial artist. The airbrush, something that when I paint, it goes out the door. That's how
right,
I
right,
make. You know what I mean? Once you make an order and I paint, good. That's how I make my money. But it's always stuck with me, even with my paintings. You know what I mean? People hit me up, they want something done, I paint them done, and that's it. I rarely do paintings. It's how it's sitting around the shop.
yeah. Me,
And
well,
I honestly tell you,
you can see. I don't have no pains, bro. I don't have no pains.
yeah. But honestly, for me, maybe, the minute I paint something, somebody wants to buy it.
Right.
There's one of them he wants to buy it. I usually half the time maybe pay anything for me to sit around. You know what I mean? But again, to each his own. Every artist is different. They go about their business different. Me, I don't like. I try not to hold on to things. So, and again, pricing and stuff like that. I learn how to price my work. I try to keep it affordable.
Hmm.
People, I try. I get trouble with clientele. It's a lot of my clientele are young, business people.
Right, right.
You know,
And that's a good segue into it because Airbrush Junkies was not just about art. It was a party promotion.
yeah, it was a lot of things. A lot of things that I was into. Mixed up all into one. So yeah.
What about that balance? Though? I wanna tap into that a little bit. So there is Steph the artist, but then you also became Steph the promoter. Like Airbrush Junkies to pick up your tickets. You on the radio. You going out to events. People could buy box. So it's like you became, I'd say, two people at once. Because when you walked into Airbrush Junkies, you saw the picture of like you and your son with the tennis. You saw the floor, you saw the shirts. But when you go to the party, and I kind of learned how to brand myself watching you. When you go to a party, it's like use this fly dude, dog. And it's like this, no, I mean, I ain't insulting it. It's like a presence where you stood there and you walk through, and it's like, if you don't know who I is, you won't have no time to explain to them. But I kind of is the reason why this party's successful.
I guess so. But I didn't even look at it like that. In terms of the promotion, the party promotion, I always try to make a business of the things that I'm doing.
Right.
That's strictly what that was the goal. I had my party on something I can get paid for. You know, so not gonna be the party to spend. But I always look at things like that. But the fly part, that's just a part of the person. I don't be
It's
into
cool,
doing
but ain't nobody hating, bro. Hey, a part of me is actually goofy, so I understand, but be yourself, eh? I didn't beat you onto yourself. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
So I wanna, no, continue.
No.
Oh no, I wanted to. Now we touched the promotion. Now I want to talk about a key reason why I wanted to talk to you is you have done this excellent job. But when I say excellent, people don't watch, but you know I watch tightly. You have rebranded yourself many times, bro. Like beyond Airbrush Junkies. If I could start to list them off, Airbrush Junkies. You did Legend Comics at one point, where you did the little round face, white comics. You put them in your store and you promoted. Bro, man, don't disrespect me. Come on, man. You did Legend Comics. You helped promote.
Let me
Huh?
stop you first.
All right.
Before a lot of people just knew who you were. But it was I had other did other things before I just with the airbrush group.
Right.
When I first went to the mall, it was 2D. It was 2D graphics.
Mm-hmm.
When I first went, and then after 2D graphics, I linked up with friends of mine in my apartment, and they went into design with the airbrush as well. And then
Okay.
after into designs, I left for a year. I went to Miami. I was there for a year. That
I try to. Are you the one who they say was spray painting ludicrous shoes and stuff like that?
Yeah, I did Ludacris, I did
Like,
Dream, I did,
so bad.
yeah.
No, I remember like it was a reason when I researched you. When I first researched about you, I saw a piece on that about a Bahamian who flying off and celebrities wanted their shoes done by him. And boy, that's commendable. I mean, in 1 year of leaving something to come back stronger, boy, that's like
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I had to come back and do something totally different than what's yeah.
Keep going though. Don't stop there. Keep the rhymes going. Or I can remind you. What else come after that? So the promoter, Stef the legend, the promoter, the one with a little raccoon fluffy thing you had in the picture. The little raccoon fluffy thing. I don't know what that was.
You gotta believe Siraj for that. Siraj
All
is
right.
rough.
So the legend, you have to have a dead raccoon around. Anyway, I don't know.
That's Siraj.
Uh,
Yeah, and during the barbershop these days, I came up with the Ticketmaster.
boom. I remember that too.
Ticketmaster. So everybody used to constantly get up to buy their tickets from all the events. I used to deal with all the events. So at first, when I first started doing it, it was me, the jukebox,
Mm-hmm.
and then jukebox. When the jukebox didn't have tickets, I had the tickets, but I never used to charge anybody. I don't know what jukebox is. I never used to charge anybody.
But you eventually did though. You eventually had that. Yeah. Okay.
This is crazy. A lot of people who get tickets, they always when they come inside the store, they enter. So this is an inconvenience. So I'm gonna attach an inconvenience.
Boom. Boom.
Promoters not paying into tickets. And on top of that, they're getting motion from me. So I'm helping them actually make money. So that's when I started charging them to sell the tickets. And it just blew up from there.
Hey, I respect that, respect the hustle. I mean, even if I may, even when I came to you with my first Wayne Head shirt, you charged me for it. You was like 35. And I was like, boy, like I look up to you, I would like it if you really do. Like I draw like 2 pictures of you, bro. You could just do like this one shirt, and you was just like 35, and you get about the spraying, and you don't know it. But that day, I kind of learned a lesson, and I learned that, boy, if somebody ain't paying you for that talent, at the end of the day, you gotta understand how much they value you. And it turned full circle, if I could, and I could brag about this because one day you would call me and you would say, "Boy, Ren, how much for we did the Carl Juniors, the 2 burgers, right?" And boy, but it comes back to full lessons, boy, full lessons. Yeah. So that was a dope job. I enjoyed that job. I mean, when you saw me taking photos and close-ups of you was like, "Boy, what this dude doing?" But it's like, I was like, "Boy, you giving me this opportunity? I cleaning this up, dog. This be crazy." Boy, thanks, but that was a collaborative effort with the company. I did the digital, but my boy, shout out to Vinny. Yeah, but hey, oh my goodness, yes, boy. Yes, boy. That's I talked about it my first show. This first show, back then, that way how I did those drawings, but it was so time consuming. So I would draw you, hand draw, scan you in, use Corel Draw to vectorize you, then go in and color it with a tablet, a drawing tablet, not a drawing screen, a drawing tablet. So I used to work so hard to do those, but when you accepted it, boy, and even I think it was the next week when I come back, you hang it up, boy. That was like, wow, dog.
Yeah, bro, that was so dope. It was so dope. I got so many compliments. It was crazy.
Hey, thanks for the support. Hey, thanks for the support.
It was definitely a good experience with both of us, man. And I had to turn that on to you because I didn't see nobody else.
Hey, the confidence is appreciated because I have this thing in the Bahamas, right, where I could get crazy over caricatures. I could do way more than people believe, right? But one thing I've learned about the market is you have to wait for the right timing. So it's like I don't know if you was watching recently. I did like just being home in quarantine. I did like 6 digital drawings. I post one every day, and people started breaking in like, "Wait, I didn't know you could do this." It's like I could always do this, but if the timing wasn't there. See,
Yeah.
as long as people could get the hand drawings, they didn't see the purpose in the digital. So when I really unleashed the digital and showed them, but I can offer these digital caricatures, then I got a few jobs flying in, and I was like, the timing finally right.
Yeah, yeah. It's all about timing. So, and that's always been a big part of everything that I do. So it's all about timing. It's like how when ideas pop up in your head, I don't just go out and do it. Research it, that, and I give you and just put it out there. That's it's the same thing like right now with this quarantine. I haven't like I have tons of work in.
But yeah,
I've been making everything I do just to chill out and stuff. But the main thing that I'm working on is, man, this rebranding again. When this is all done, it's a whole new stuff. So, but
but
along with tips and cameras, that's how we're doing it.
we ain't getting there yet because we you missed a key part. And you talked about with M2 Designs, I believe, if I got the name wrong, is
Yeah,
M2
and
Designs.
yeah,
When you talked about that, you mentioned collaborating with a few artists, and then right after that, you talked about Airbrush Junkies by itself. And I stopped there because a lot of people think it's easy to collab. They really think it's easy, but it's I know it's personally hard, and I literally
especially
and
with
I
class.
yeah definitely.
Especially business partners. I have business partners on a couple of occasions, and it worked out for a while. But it's eventually when there's money involved, a lot of things can go great. So you got to be
And
careful. You got to be
now I'm
careful.
gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you at a point. All three of y'all is my boys. I don't think nobody get mad, but I was always kind of mad that Trilogy didn't play. Trilogy was supposed to be in Vegas.
I know.
Trilogy was supposed to be global. Trilogy was
That's
supposed to be on tour.
that's the vision. That's the vision that I had for it.
And
And
when I
then with
started,
the
wait, let me just express this anger, wait. When I saw Trilogy not doing what I think Trilogy could do, because you know I get you with numbers. You had, I think at the time you had just started Instagram, so you had like 9. Alan had like 13. Jamal was just coming up on Instagram. He had like 9,000 followers too, right? No, Alan actually had 13, and I think you were climbing and Jamal was climbing. So at the time when Trilogy was released, y'all was hitting the Ks, right? Your first 10K at each buddy page, but I look at the Trilogy page and I saw 700. And
yeah,
as a businessman looking in, from I saw that, hey Mia, Stef hailing you up, boy. Yeah, hey, Mia's my
Hey
good
Mia,
friend,
what's up, man?
good
How you
friend.
doing, Mia?
But the Trilogy numbers never made sense. And I think I told you that, and I think I told Jamal that, and I didn't get to tell Alan. But as a businessman looking in, from branding perspective, I say, but something y'all doing wrong. And I'm not talking about your management team or nothing. I say, but something didn't happen right. And this is a challenging question. Again, you don't have to answer it. But what do you think didn't happen right? Because it was like y'all three are the largest entertaining artists, each with their own brand. You come together, you're having these shows, you have the audience, you could get the audience, and then
Well, I think again, maybe the timing. I think that's one of the reasons. When I approach Alan and Jamal about the concept of trilogy, this is like 2 years prior to us getting together.
right.
Wow, I was always after them and saying, hey, we have this concept, this idea that I want us to do, just the three of us. I didn't even come up with a name yet.
But
I wanted us to get together and create this thing, and that's never really been done. So, well, now let's do it.
I want to give you a funny part of that, boy. So hey, Catherine, I see you, Catherine. A funny part of that is when I first did the speaking engagement. I don't know if you remember when I did a speaking engagement with kids with Jamal. the funniest thing ever happened before y'all connected. When I did the speech with Jamal didn't know Alan. So by the second one, I introduced them, and they found out by this dude cool and all that. And by the third one, I remember I hit you up. I said it was supposed to be a 3-year-old, and we supposed to be doing this thing. Now the third one didn't happen, but 2 years after, when I see trilogy happen, I was happy with, because I was like, these three
We finally,
giants
yeah, finally,
coming out.
we finally found some time to actually sit and speak and put together this thing, and the moment that when we got together, that's when everything started happening. And then
Yeah.
that's when we made this team. So we became the elements and stuff. But
The brand started, the
like I
church
said,
started.
for me, Alan, Alan is a super competent artist.
Yeah.
Competent artists, and they have their own thing going on. So I understood that. They support the confidence, they time and stuff like that. So I'm super grateful that they found that the short space of time that we had, they
Right.
found to do it with us, all together. I appreciate that. I wish he had gone further than that, but everything happens for a reason. Everything
Yeah.
happens. But it did
But
happen.
I think it might happen again.
Yeah,
I think everybody that's coming back stronger next time,
Yeah. Of course.
And
Of course.
but we touched